Thanks for joining another episode of Fantasy Football Wrap-Up. I'm Scott, your host, with my boy Tyler today.
How you guys doing?
Guys, we're going to do the starts and sits for Week 4.
Yeah.
All right, so went pretty well last week. I hope it helped out. I hope you guys paid attention. We hit on most of them. I think we missed on like 2 or 3 we missed on, but that's going to happen. No one's going to go 100 for 100. So.
But again, this is quarter way through the season, guys. This is the make or break point. If you're 0-4 at this point, I mean,
you're going to need
you're
some
pretty
trouble.
much
You better be hope you're in a league like ours where 8 of the 10 make the playoffs.
Yeah, because the commissioner doesn't know how to make it 6.
If we did 6 out of the 10, the 2 0-3 teams would be in a lot of trouble.
But I will give the commissioner a little bit of credit because in other leagues I've played in, they change the rules halfway through the year.
That is true.
And they say, oh, well, now it's going to be 6 points for a touchdown or 4. And then it goes, oh, well, now we're going to have a 6 team after 8 team playoff.
Yeah.
Well, I build my team a certain way, so I agree. Change rules.
I agree. Our commissioner, nope, here's the rules. This is what they are going forward.
He made a mistake, he owned it, and now we have that.
If we make changes, they're next year. So props to our commish. All right, guys. Starts and sits Week 4. We'll start with the quarterbacks like we always do. Like quarterbacks, running backs, receivers, tight ends. So if you need to, receiver, you got to wait a little bit, but let's get with the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Let's start with Russell Wilson at Indy. I love the matchup. It looks like hopefully he turned it around last week.
You gotta hope so, but I mean, I
He's
will never
home.
trust. He's home. This is why I like him this week, but I don't trust him long term. He's gonna have a big game this week because that defense is bad.
I think he's matchup dependent.
I would honestly trade him after this week.
Oh, I agree.
If you could go get somebody that
I would trade him before this week.
Well, yeah, or even do that.
He'll
try going to get Matt Ryan and throw him in a flex player in there. Someone probably gives you Matt Ryan because he just had a monster game and Matt Ryan's only been like average. But Matt Ryan's playoff schedule, there might not be a better one in the history of fantasy football.
No, you're right. I think that'd be tough to get him, but
yeah, well, no, but I'm just saying something along those lines. Go look at the playoff matchups and go for those guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And even if you take a lesser quarterback than Wilson, maybe you can get another player in there.
You can play Wentz, Deshaun Watson, and go out there and get you some decent, respectable points to keep you average.
Yeah, exactly.
And then if you can improve your flex position, we think that's the best way to go.
So,
but he is the matchup dependent too. And this week is the matchup at home against Indy. I'm playing their defense like that. He's going to have a good game.
Definitely.
And a surprising guy. I think doing the divisions and some of the earlier videos we did, we hated this guy.
Oh, I still hate this guy. I hate this guy because back in the day, he threw a pick 6 when I needed 1 more point, and it cost me a championship.
Also, it's personal.
It's personal.
You son of a bitch.
but this is Carson Palmer.
Carson Palmer, another nice game on Sunday against Dallas on Monday night.
The guy I'll never own, but I mean, I do suggest him to you guys. He's got a great matchup at home.
He does. He's playing San Fran. Fitzy's going to have another
It's going to be
game.
short fields. Exactly. Fitz is going to
Juwan Brown's probably going to have another good game. We see what Jared Goff just did to that defense. I don't see why. Not that he's going to light it up for 400, but
I think he gets 350 again. I mean, why not?
There's no reason why he can't get 275 and 285 and 2-3 touchdowns against that pathetic San Francisco defense still. So,
but so after that, we're gonna go to Dak Prescott here.
Yeah.
He impressed me last week. I didn't think he was gonna have as good a game as he did.
Yeah, I agree.
He was better than I thought he was gonna.
I agree. That's a tough Arizona pass defense. Not the run, obviously, but
he utilized other people aside of Dez, which I didn't think was a possibility for him. Because for him, I felt like it was Dez. If he's covered, try hoping Witten's there.
That's correct.
Today, a few days ago, Monday night, it was like, oh, Jason Witten's not covered. I'm going to throw Terrence Williams.
Terrence Williams, yeah.
All the way downfield. I was like, oh, wow. He actually read the defense. He started to read the defense, and I could see it. And I'm like,
he knew when to run, when to hand it off. He played really well.
He did play well. And, I'm going to give him the start this week because he's at home. The Rams defense.
Right. Hoyer lit them up.
Hoyer
really lit them up.
Well, Hoyer did aside of the first pass where it looked like he was going to get lit up.
Well, that's true. That's true, too. But Hoyer had a better game against the Rams than Goff had against the Niners. That was more of a girly game. The Niners, I mean, that was Hoyer.
Oh, yeah.
That was Hoyer there. So I think Dak does well. A guy we have not mentioned whatsoever is Tyrod Taylor.
Must start this week.
Must start this week. I know he's on the road at Atlanta, but that's not that great of a defense. Don't let
the people fool you like, oh, Atlanta's defense is well improved.
They're fast.
They're just running the ball more. That's all they're doing. Look at Julio Jones' stats. Any Julio Jones owner knows they're running the ball more.
That is correct.
Because he's getting screwed by
He's not doing well. He's an average receiver right now.
And shout out to Donnie Freeland, who used to do some videos with us. But he's the one that has Julio right now, and he's trying to move him for both my legs, my head, and then he also wants gold bricks too.
Right,
so I mean, that's not.
And you want AJ Green and Odell for him?
Something like that.
Something like that.
Something crazy. So,
but we like Tyrod Taylor this week.
but I do
It's a good
understand
match.
where you're coming from, Donnie. You need to get the best for your only good receiver.
Yeah, always ask for the moon.
So-
I do the same thing.
So
You ask for the moon.
don't worry, but do try getting a 2 for 1 for
Right.
him. Go somewhere else.
If
and
people
do
are
it.
serious, they'll contact you with something more relevant, and that's how you started.
So
Good for
but
you.
yeah.
Good for you to ask for the moon.
Yeah.
So Tyrod Taylor, we like. It's an average defense. I know it's on the road, but they should do well. They're
And-
probably playing from behind too, because
Yeah.
Atlanta's offense is so good.
And this one is a guy that lit it up last week, and I am convinced, and I've been saying this for about 2 years, the reason he's been bad is Allen Robinson has been
Right.
killing him, and it's Blake Bortles.
Right.
Ever since Robinson went down, he's been a whole new quarterback.
Yeah.
It's like watching a cocoon go into a butterfly, to be honest with you.
It's like your baby all grown up.
Right, seriously. It's like, in the beginning of the year, I told him Marquise Lee will finish with more fantasy points
Yeah.
than Allen Robinson.
Yeah.
Granted, the injury happened, so I'm not really, you can't really say anything.
But we
now.
like Marquise
But-
Lee last year.
But
too.
Marquise Lee was better last year than he was.
Yeah, he was.
So,
yeah.
I mean,
Bortles is back. I mean, the past 2 years, he's been a top 10 fantasy quarterback.
yeah, nobody wants to say that because, well, he throws 30 picks in a season.
Right.
Yeah, but he also throws 30 touchdowns.
And
so,
there are games he'll throw 4 touchdowns like he
Yeah.
did against Baltimore, which nobody saw coming.
Nobody.
And he just has a really great matchup against the Jets that we think he
you
will take
can't
advantage of.
sit him. He's not going to do what Cutler did. He's
Right.
going to do what Cutler didn't do.
Right.
And
If
he's
not-
going to light them up.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, we'll be saying on the
I'm
first thing,
sorry,
I'm sorry, and I screwed
you guys can just
Right.
never play Bortles again. That's
Right.
what will happen.
Right.
So now we're going to get to the sits on quarterback.
And I want to start it because
Okay.
no one preaches this retard of a quarterback to sit more often, don't draft. The guy I played this week got
And I'm
smoked.
sorry because I drafted him and I actually took
Not
him
me.
before Andrew Luck.
You'll never
because
be on
Luck
my
was
team.
hurt.
I
But
gave you
you
the
were right.
stats in the beginning of the year, how overrated this guy is, and the guy that drafted him in Arnold, I got the MVP. Yeah, you will
Oh,
see.
you're talking about a different guy. I thought you were going with Cam Newton right here, who I
No,
drafted.
I'm
I'm
talking-
going to say...
I'm talking Derek Carr. Derek
Okay.
Carr is the most overrated quarterback, and people just see these big games. He's going to give you a game. Like,
Okay,
oh,
I didn't
my God,
draft
he's
him,
great.
so I'm not sorry because I didn't
No,
draft
you
him.
didn't draft
I'm
him.
apologizing to you right now because
We'll get to
I
your
took
guy in a
Cam
minute.
Newton.
Yeah, we'll get to your guy in a minute because he's on my list too.
Uh-huh.
But Derek Carr is overrated. He
Oh,
does not
God.
play. There are weeks he might do really good for you, and there are weeks that he will cost you. He cost
I
the
mean-
team I played this week. I went into that game up by 60. That dude had Derek Carr, Marshawn Lynch, and Cooper in a league where quarterbacks score 30 by themselves.
I know.
He only needed 50.
You get completion points, and he got 11.
All they needed was to be average.
Yeah.
They didn't have, you know what I mean? In Carr and already got 11 because he's pathetic.
Yes.
That's why you should not have him. You should drop him and pick up Dak Prescott, Carson Palmer.
Oh,
It would
yeah.
be more consistent for you.
Oh, 100%.
He's overrated. That's
See,
all I got to
he
say.
had his one good game, and I'm pretty sure it was against the Jets. I think that's the team that he lit up in the beginning of the
Oh
year.
yeah, this year, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. It was the
Look at
Jets.
the teams he beat up on. Yeah.
It's the shit teams.
Quality teams, especially on the road.
I think
he
you
doesn't
had
play
the
well.
stat. I think it was only 4 games over 220 last year, right?
It was 5 games.
5 games.
No,
So
5 under 200, 6 under 220. 6
crazy.
games under 200.
that's 11 out of
It was
16
4
games.
300 passing yard games. It's 15 weeks because he missed the last one.
Yep.
That's not. He's not up there. He's not Breeze. He's not Ryan. He's not. Don't keep trying to put him there. He don't belong there. He
So-
belongs on the stairs looking up at those guys.
So before you go on to the next guy, did Amari Cooper even play? Because I haven't seen
I
him in
don't
2
know.
weeks. I think he's lost in New York.
he got one
Like
catch.
Home Alone.
Him and Cooper got one catch. Go watch NFL Network and go see what Josh Norman, because they were talking shit to Norman. I didn't hear it, but until Josh Norman said it,
Yeah.
saying that they were going to catch 200 yards. Go look at what Josh Norman said. It's an amazing interview. Saw it on Good Morning Football this morning. So anyway, we'll move on from him because that should tell you enough to never
Yeah.
start him.
So we're going to go to Ben Roethlisberger. He is on the road, and that's why you don't start him.
That's correct. Simple as that.
And Baltimore's defense, I don't think they're going to show up like they did last week, to be
No.
honest. But Ben Roethlisberger on the road, and in a division game,
They'll be better than they were last week.
they will be better than they were last week.
They're at home.
But
Take that
Roethlisberger, he is bad on the road.
Last
he is
year.
worse
Last year,
against
9
Baltimore.
touchdowns, 8 picks on the
Yeah,
road last
well,
year. And
this is
he
what I
doesn't
mean.
play well against
He's playing a
Baltimore.
division game.
Antonio Brown don't play well against Baltimore. That team
This
slows
whole
him down.
team is gonna be a 16-13 game.
That's correct.
And one of the teams is gonna win. They're coming off a loss. I don't even know if they're gonna recover after losing to Chicago last
Right.
week. So I honestly think Baltimore might win this game.
Oh, I think so too.
You know what I mean?
I think so too. I think they bounced back after that Jacksonville beating, and I think they
Oh,
beat
yeah.
them, and Big Ben has a bad game.
Yeah.
That's simple
Big
as that.
Ben's gonna throw 2 picks in this game.
I
And
think
if you
so,
want
too.
him in your lineup, you go ahead and roll
Go
with
right
him,
ahead.
and you can tell me I was wrong if
Right.
he has a big game, which
Yep.
has never happened against Baltimore on the
Correct.
road.
Now the next
So-
guy I hate to put in this don't start Right,
Yeah,
because these are the don't start guys.
Toughest quarterback in the NFL.
Toughest quarterback, and he's been good on the road. I just don't like Matt Stafford at Minnesota. I don't like anybody really.
That Minnesota defense is. Anthony Barr is healthy this year.
Unless you're Breeze, Brady, or Rodgers, I think you look for another quarterback this week if you have one.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean?
So, I mean, and then to piggyback on the Roethlisberger, our fourth sit of the week is going to be Joe Flacco because you don't play division quarterbacks. As much as we just tooted on.
Right. He's not a good quarterback anyway.
Yeah, he's not either. Most of you guys don't have him.
Pittsburgh's got a decent defense.
Yeah.
So they're both going to struggle. You stay away from that whole entire game as far as the quarterback only goes.
Yeah.
And then our boy Jameis Winston, we forgot to mention.
Yeah, so Jameis Winston's the final guy.
Did you have something else on Flacco before I interrupted you?
No.
I thought
there's nothing else I have to say. He's playing a division game and he's got no wide receivers.
Yeah.
Mike Wallace is still in Miami from a few years ago.
In Winston, everybody's, they watch Hard Knocks and, this guy could throw 40 touchdowns and he's the real deal. He's motivating people and he's not put it together.
I've seen him miss 10 or 11 throws the other day.
He's got
all the tools, but he can't hit it.
He doesn't have a great running game. That'll get better in another week.
I think they get Martin back the week coming up.
They got great receiving core. He's got a good offensive line. He's got good defense, although they didn't show up last week, but they were hurt last week. A few guys didn't play.
Yeah.
He just isn't consistent.
No, you're right.
He just isn't. He's similar to Carr.
Yeah.
He'll give you a 3-touchdown game, and he'll give you a 1-touchdown 3-pick game. And 3 picks in the red zone when he's about to throw to Deshaun Jackson.
And that 3-pick game is going to cost your team.
That's correct. He's going to hurt you. He's going to hurt you. So those are our quarterbacks to stay away from.
And everybody out there, drop Cam Newton.
Yep.
Do not pick him up. Nobody pick him up when he's on the free agency because he doesn't deserve to be on a fantasy roster after what he did this week.
Yep.
He had 14 points in our league at halftime. He finished with 8. So the second half, he got -6.
Yeah.
And that means he had to throw 3 picks because we have -2 a pick.
Right. With no yards.
No yards and 3 picks.
Horrible.
Oh, but to add on to that, he decided to fumble twice.
Right.
So
at home against the Saints.
I am done. I had him, I took him, and I'm sorry because you were right. And now I'm rolling Kirk Cousins, who I had to make a damn trade to go get.
Right.
And Cam Newton is fantasy shit. I'm telling you right now. If you want to have a team that's going to lose, go get him.
Right.
Because he is god awful.
Wow.
I cannot stand him, and he will never be on my team again. And I've axed him. He's along with Julio Jones. Julio Jones has been on that list for about 2 years.
You need some water or something? Like a fan to cool yourself off? Wow, you hate him as much as I hate Carr. Holy crap. So those are our sits from quarterbacks. Stay away from those guys and you'll do good. And I think we're going to be 5 for 5 on those.
Yeah, pretty much.
So let's head over to the running backs.
All right, so we're going to hit the start list here.
Yep.
What did we tell you guys a few weeks ago after Kareem Hunt went off? Start every single running back that plays New England.
Miller didn't have a great week last week, but they don't know how to
Devontae Foreman had a pretty solid
Devontae Foreman had a good week. Yeah. They didn't make that part of the game plan, which is a mistake by them.
But if you combine the two backs, there's no combining.
This next guy will.
Christian McCaffrey, you have to start him. He's going to have about 30 catches in this game because they're going to check down. Because trust me, Cam Newton will get pulled for Derek Anderson.
Benjamin is out. Devin Funchess, it might be a good little pickup this week, too.
Yeah.
But Benjamin might be out this week. We don't know yet. We haven't heard. They're going to have no receivers to throw. They're going to check. He's going to be captain check down this week.
I mean, we had a guy doing a little Ted dance when he found out that Kelvin Benjamin wasn't hurt. So it wasn't as bad as it looks. Because when you've seen it happen,
I put the video up on Twitter if you guys want to check it out.
It was hilarious.
For those of you who haven't seen it.
And not that it's hilarious he got hurt. It's hilarious thinking of the owner of the team.
Yeah.
His reaction, because the kid, he can't afford to lose Kelvin Benjamin.
No, he didn't get as bad as you do with injuries, but its team's not doing as well. So hopefully he'll be okay for him.
He gets Snead back this week, so he should be good even if he's down.
Right. Hopefully Benjamin's only out a week or 2 for him, and he can recover from that.
So the next guy is one of my favorite running backs. Actually, was the guy I picked for a Rookie of the Year earlier in the year. Joe Mixon.
Yep.
Start him. Their offensive coordinator came out and said he's going to get the majority of the carries.
He had a lot of carries and touches last week.
18 carries, and I think he had 2 catches or 3 catches.
Yeah.
Something like that. Around 20,
he was
21 touches.
He was the leader in carries last week.
And that's
he's the guy.
And the guy said they're going to still use Giovanni Bernard in certain roles on third down, but the majority of it, the majority of it is going to be Mixon. That's what they want is Mixon now.
About time.
And I think you hit it right on the head. You said by week 4. I thought it would be right away.
Yeah.
So you said by week 4 he'd be starting. Week 4's coming. He's starting.
Yeah, I think he's great. He's got a great matchup too for his first matchup.
Cleveland. He's probably going to score 2 touchdowns.
Not that they're as bad as last year, but they should run all over that.
Oh, yeah.
They play well against Cleveland. That's a great matchup for him.
Yeah, definitely.
You know,
your boy's next.
My boy Chris Carson. I picked him up, guys. We talked about it week 1. The video was
Another guy. This is.
Another
I'm going
guy.
to start calling him deuces because when he gets matchups like this is 2 touchdowns.
It is.
This is what he's getting.
Chris
this week.
Carson is the guy. We talked about him multiple times. In this week's waiver wire target for week 4, in week 3, in week 1, go back and look. He is the guy.
No, you're
He
right.
had all the touches. Rawls got 5 touches last week. Carson got, I think it was 14. He got 3 catches receiving, including a touchdown. He's the guy for 2 straight weeks now. He's productive. He gets Indy this week. They're going to run the ball a little bit more this week. They're going to have a lead. They're going to be up.
Oh,
so
yeah.
they're going to run the ball.
I love Carson. I've loved him since the
I think he's
preseason.
85 yards and a touchdown this week is what I got for him.
I
Plus
have him at
couple
85
catches.
and 2 touchdowns. I think he gets the extra touchdown.
He might. It's a great
'Cause-
matchup for him this week.
Because you know what's going to happen? Every Doug Baldwin owner out there is going to get frustrated when he gets tackled at the 4-yard line
Right.
and Chris Carson
Right.
punches 2 in.
Right.
That's what's going to
Plus,
happen.
I think they're going to be winning this game by a lot. It's at home. It's at Seattle.
Yeah,
They're not going to be throwing like they were behind
No.
at Tennessee. That's why he didn't get
Nope.
more production. I think he's a great start this week. If you don't have him and you can get him, you better get him.
This next guy is one of the most electric players that nobody knows about.
We never mentioned him. I don't know why.
I never mentioned
You
him
talked
because
about him to me before. We should all get him. None of us did.
I had him all last year. 12, 13, 17, 16, 13. Like, this is what the guy was,
Points-wise.
points-wise. This year, he's a hell of a lot better.
He's
And
20
his
to
name is
30.
Chris Thompson from Washington.
Right.
And he is a must-start every week for now.
For those of you that didn't know who he was, you found out against that Raider team Sunday night.
And not only that, the LA Rams team the game before, when he juked out Aaron Donald one-on-one and took a 77 yards for a touchdown.
Guys, that's not like a one-time deal. If that's
No.
what you're thinking.
No,
That's
he's
what he
consistency.
does.
That's
He's
his
done
thing.
that all this year, and last year he was super in PPR. If
Oh, if you
own
go
him,
PPR,
he
it's
is gold.
We just had a guy give Michael Crabtree and Gillisley up for him, and it's not
Right.
even looking like a bad deal for
That's
him. Like that's how like crazy
Right.
it is.
Yeah.
But in the beginning of the year, none of you guys would have drafted him.
No.
Nobody.
No.
It was all Samaje P. Ryan and Rob Kelly, and this guy stole the backfield.
Right.
That's what happened.
Everybody
he stole it.
was, Samaje P. Ryan might take the job when nobody
Nope.
saw Chris Thompson coming.
Chris Thompson,
Nobody.
I think he's only got 8 carries in the games, but he's getting 9 catches for 105 yards and a touchdown.
Right.
And the touchdown's a 60-yarder, so it's like
he's getting monster points. You got to get him.
you have to pick him up.
Yep. Duke Johnson is the next guy we've got on our list. He's got a good matchup this week at Cincy. You have to start this guy in PPR. He's really productive.
Oh, yeah, he
really
had a
productive.
good touchdown last week, too.
He had a good touchdown last week. It looks like the Crow was horrible. We'll talk about him in a minute.
Oh, God, Jesus.
But they're always playing from behind.
Yep.
In standard leagues, if it's deep, you got to play somebody. He is going to get some touchdowns. I like him a lot. Matter of fact, in my 2 quarterback league, he's my RB2.
Yep. There's nothing wrong with it. If you're in a PPR league, he is probably an RB2 or a flex.
In
He's
our,
one of those.
in our PPR 2 quarterback league, which is a full point PPR, he got me 22 last week.
Yeah. That's
He got me
that's
more than
what
Shady
you do.
McCoy.
Yes.
Like, I was like,
That's
all
not
right.
going to happen every week, but
No,
he's
but-
still going to be...
Some weeks he's going to get you 11, 12, 13. Some weeks he's going to get
He
you
should
22.
be double digits.
He should be double digits every week.
And at the end
He
of the
absolutely
year,
should.
he's going to work out to be about a 14 to 15 point
Average.
average.
Right.
So
Correct.
there's nothing wrong with that
Right.
out of your running back, too. I have C.J. Anderson.
But
But C.J. Anderson's going to have good games, he's going to have bad games.
Right. But you're right, the
But-
floor is double digits. He's
Yeah.
not going to be 6.
No,
5,
he's not
4.
going to get what C.J. Anderson did to me with 4.4.
Right. 34.
He's just never going to score 44.
Right.
That's the only thing.
Right.
But at the same time, would you really? I like consistency.
Right.
He got taken early in our draft. That's why
Right.
he's
A lot of people
not
put him in
much.
trades as throw-ins too. If they do, if you need a
Take
guy,
him.
maybe
He's
to take
not a
off.
throw-in. This is what I don't understand.
Take-
People do it.
Right.
I'm like, he's not a throw-in.
He's not. He's a starter.
And everyone goes, "Oh, why would you do that? Why?"
He's a starting
We
flex
have,
player.
we have a league that I'm in, and they go, "What was the trade offer?" He goes, "Should I offer Pierre Garçon and just throw in Duke Johnson?"
Yeah.
Why
No.
would you throw Duke Johnson into
No.
a trade? He's better
Right.
than the guy you're getting in return because you want to go get
He's not-
Marshawn Lynch.
he's
It's
not
like
Chris
Marshawn
Johnson.
Lynch. Marshawn Lynch is not as good as Duke Johnson.
That is
I'm telling
correct.
you right now. That's
In
gonna be-
PPR, I agree.
It's 100%.
100%.
In standard league, it's almost that way because
It
Lynch
might
has been
be.
so bad.
Yeah.
He's been the biggest disappointment at running back this year.
I think he's exactly what I thought he was.
No, you're right.
Just,
You're right. on
just
that.
an average little player.
Oh, I know. I thought he was going to be great. And I thought 10 touchdowns is what he was going to do. He might
I
not
did
get
too.
4.
I did
that's
too.
what
I'm
it's
going to be
like.
wrong on that part, but I didn't think anything else more than I thought it was the high.
So yeah, so definitely Duke Johnson as our final start.
So we like that, guys. Those are our starts. Now let's get to the sit state away from these guys,
God,
including the first guy that we both love.
He's one of my favorite players.
Similar to the Duke Johnson role is Theo Reddick in Detroit.
Yeah,
He's
it's just
been
a hard
struggling,
matchup.
and he did
He's
not
gonna
play
get
last
Anthony
year.
Barr out of the backfield. Barr shuts people down.
He does. He struggled in both games last year against
Yeah.
Minnesota. It's one of the few weeks you'll probably hear him on our list. Otherwise,
He's usually a start list.
He's usually a double-digit guy. He's usually right around 10 to 13.
And this doesn't mean start Abdullah. Don't start any of them. That whole
Right.
Detroit offense is going to be question marks.
Right.
And if I get one more trade with Kenny Galladay, then I'm going to flip.
The only person in that league is the guy that you start, is the guy I have to start, and that's Golden
Yeah.
Tate.
No, you're right. You have to. If you took
I took him so high. He's so high in my lineup. I
But,
have no choice. But
guys out there, do not offer
Stay
Kenny
away.
Galladay in trades because nobody wants
nobody
Kenny
wants him.
Galladay.
Guys, he's a preseason. Don't get the preseason hype. He's a
So, all right, let's move on to the
Anyway.
next guy.
anyway.
Lamar Miller is a sit this week. He lost touches to Foreman last week.
Yeah.
And watching that game, Foreman looked like the starter.
He did.
Like if you were
He
just
looked
watching
better.
as just a football fan,
Yeah.
it's like Foreman looked like he was like hitting the hole.
Yeah.
Miller couldn't even get a 4th and 1 when we played with 4 safeties on the field.
Yeah.
There was only 3 linemen. He couldn't even get 1 yard.
Guys, I think the Lamar Miller train has left the station.
Yeah,
and you should be on the side.
And the
He
conductor, Bill O'Brien, I don't know, for whatever
he's hurting.
reason, hurts him.
He's hurting. He's not this bad. When you look at what
No,
he
he
did in
isn't.
Miami, he was a screen pass machine. He was amazing at it. They threw the ball a lot to him. So on Fantasy Gold, I mean, there were weeks when he was getting 30, 40, 2 games of 50.
Yeah.
He went to Houston last year.
That's
I thought he was gonna
exactly
blow
what
up,
he is.
and he didn't
He
do
was a
anything.
giant when he was there.
Yeah.
Honestly, like that's what he was. He
Yeah.
got either big games, he had a couple bad ones, he got a big one.
And,
But,
in Houston, he just doesn't do anything.
So now, what we just said before, where you were right, this is Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
You can't start him.
No,
Because
I agree.
Denver's going to shut this team down.
Yep.
That offense, you guys watch, Carr might not throw 100 yards this
They
week.
held Elliott to under 10 yards. What do you think they could do to Lynch?
Seriously,
You
the guy
think he's going to run for
can't-
80 or 100 and a touchdown or two? You guys are crazy.
If you start him, you're crazy.
You
I'm
start
just
him,
saying
you're
that
crazy.
right now.
I agree. You walk away from him. That's not.
So,
I don't like him most weeks anyway, but certainly not this week.
yeah,
And
definitely.
the next guy's a tough one for me not to play.
Yeah, it's hard too for you guys out there because he was such a high draft pick, but
Right.
you can't play this guy.
The guy in our league might not be playing. We didn't play him last week, and that's
He is, he's
DeMarco
in the
Murray.
flex now.
Is
DeMarco
he?
Murray. It's hard.
It's hard. You know, Henry's been splitting carries. Well, Henry just got hurt, so I don't know. DeMarco's hurt. I know he had the big touchdown run, and look at his numbers, he's over 100 and touchdown last week on 14 carries. That all looks great. But the touchdown and the yards all came on one. He got 75 on one. 75 of the 114 came on one play.
I know.
He had 40 yards rushing through the fourth quarter.
Yeah, on like 12
He got
carries.
lucky on a long
He
touchdown
was at
run.
like 12 carries for 40 yards, and he ran the big one.
Right. He's getting under 15. He's averaging, what do we have it at? 11 or 12 carries
12
a game?
carries a game.
He had 14 last week. They got a bonus, I guess.
No, sorry. He was at 13, and Henry was at 12. He was
Okay.
one above Henry. But the worst word in fantasy football, even worse than injuries, is back committees.
Right.
Committee is the worst word.
Yeah, that's
Because you can recover
I
from an
get it.
injury.
Right.
Every team out there that's lost people this year knows that your season isn't over.
Right.
You can go pick up the next guy.
Right.
If you lost Edelman, maybe you got Hogan.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Maybe you get
If it's a back
committee,
committee,
2 for 1.
how do you go get a back committee? You can't just go pick up a new guy. There's nobody there.
Nope.
It's not like next man up. You almost need to have both of the players in. As bad as this sounds, hope one of them gets hurt.
Right.
Like that's what you have to do.
You really do.
And
If Henry's out, keep an eye on that. If Henry's going to not play this week, then I like DeMarco Murray.
yeah,
But I don't think-
DeMarco Murray's going to get his normal
Right.
20
But
touches.
DeMarco Murray's still a little bit banged up. I don't think Henry's, I forgot what the injury was, but I don't think he's that banged up, so
Yeah.
I think he still plays. So I don't like DeMarco Murray this week. And it's against Houston.
Yeah.
Like, if this was against Indy, it'd probably be not on my list. But.
So we talked about Duke Johnson as a start. Sit the Crow. I was high on him. I praised him. I was wrong. He is
I
so
personally
bad.
would drop the Crow.
Yeah, me too.
I never liked the Crow.
I'm telling you right now, you can drop him for Terrence West, and you'll get more production
I
out of
agree.
Terrence West. And
I
how
agree.
sad is that?
Someone will pick him up, and what they're going to do is they're going to put him in their lineup, and you're going to thank me. The guy you're playing this week, drop him, let him know, hey, I just dropped the Crow if you want him.
Yeah, and then he drops someone, go pick the guy up, he drops, and then
Right.
play him against
Let
him.
him play the Crow against you, and the Crow will get you 5 points, and he'll give
Or
you
if you need to do it, send him in a trade, go get...
Go to this kicker. Go trade the Crow for Will Lutz.
Ready? Go trade the Crow and throw other people in there and go try to get that guy that still doesn't know who Chris Thompson is on
Right.
his bench. Go
Right.
get Chris Thompson.
Go off of the Crow for Chris Carson. I bet
Yeah.
you. I bet
I
that
would do
trade
that.
happens all day.
Oh yeah,
Just some-
I would
you
do
know.
that because nobody's going to trust Chris Carson.
That is correct. You know, the Crow you'll walk away from this week. Those are our sits this week.
Yeah, for the running backs.
For the running backs, and you know, we like those a lot.
So we're gonna go to the wide receivers now for starting.
Yep.
So we have a couple new names, a couple guys we've talked about.
Yep.
I'm gonna start with the newest name on here.
Your guy.
My guy, Marquise Lee.
Yep.
The guy I've been praising for 2 years.
Yep.
He's been Mr. Consistency in that offense.
Yep.
He's Bortles' main guy.
Yep.
Bortles on third down and in tight situations went straight to him.
Yep.
I think he had 11 or 12 targets in that game. So definitely go get Marquise Lee if he's on the waiver wire if you're in a smaller league. But try to trade for him. He's a guy that I would target.
He's been great.
You know, he gets open. He's a possession receiver.
Yep.
He's not going to get you touchdowns. But if you're in PPR, he's going to get you 8 for 70 all day.
He got 4 in week 1. That's when before Robinson got hurt.
Yeah.
The last 2 weeks he got 12 and 7. What do you want from your wide receiver to get 7 to 10 targets a week? That's the guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's
he's been
Julio
double
Jones
digits.
targets.
He's been Julio Jones is another story for another day. He'd be on this list if we were doing top guys.
Right.
But no, Marquise Lee is definitely a start.
Right.
And then we got Rashard Matthews out of Tennessee. I know everyone thinks Houston's defense is so great.
Right.
Well, Chris Hogan, the number 2 receiver for the Patriots, tore that team up.
Yeah, they did.
I think he got like 25 points in our league.
They did, yeah.
But I see Rashard Matthews getting a receiving touchdown.
And guys, this ain't because Rashard Matthews just had a good game against Seattle. Because again, he had
he's another consistent one.
He had the one big play, but he's another guy that's always going to have a floor of 10, 11, 12,
So
13.
every person out there has been wrong about Eric Decker.
Right.
It's just a decoy.
Including
That's
us.
all that brought him in.
Including us.
Yep. And I thought he was going to be great. Nope. Matthews is still the guy.
Decker hasn't had more than 5 targets a week. He shouldn't be on your roster.
No,
He should be benched.
Dude, in some leagues, you still can pick up Rashard Matthews. I've seen it. Go pick up Rashard Matthews and drop Decker. Who cares about Decker?
Yeah.
You're going to get more points.
He's getting 7 to 9 targets a game.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what you guys want out of your flex players, but he's my flex.
I gotta say the next guy on the list though is purely from my point of view on here because of the games, the 2 big games he's had.
Yep.
Adam Thielen, I like to call him Thailand because it's better, but he was a beast last week.
He was.
It just seems like he's open, and it seems like he's open like 50 yards downfield.
I just kind of missed it with him this year. I just didn't see it with him. I
know it was a good pickup by Joe in our league. I mean,
it was great.
He got him in everyone's like, why would you draft that guy?
Yeah.
Sorry, Cam has him.
I was just gonna look that up.
Sorry, it wasn't Joe. Sorry, Joe, but it's Cam.
Yeah. So Cam Riley did not draft him.
Because Cam was golfing.
Cam was golfing.
He was golfing instead of the draft.
Right.
So
you're welcome. We picked it for you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome for that great team, by the way. But we did miss the vote. None of us sat here and said you guys should pick him in the 6th, 7th, 8th.
I mean, we can go through the hours of footage that we have. There's no time that any
doesn't
mention
we'll sum it up to you. It hasn't happened, and he's been even without Bradford.
Yeah.
Even with Casey Keenum, it's
so without Bradford, I don't even want to think about without Bradford because Diggs took the dagger like this and went like just killed me. In that game, he scored a quarter of my points this week.
Yeah, he was another monster again.
So yeah, but
and if you look at the schedule of Minnesota,
it's pretty good.
It's good.
It is.
It's good.
That division just sucks. That division sucks.
So he gets Green Bay twice, Detroit twice, Chicago twice. He doesn't really have many hard games.
No, he doesn't.
If you can get him, Diggs or Cooks or even Rudolph, it's gold.
Yeah, so Cooks is the guy. If we're really trying to target him that.
Right.
But so next we got Fitzgerald against San Fran. San Fran, they just let up Watkins, right? Was that the guy they just played last week, Thursday?
They just played
2 weeks ago.
They just played Dallas, and there was they played the Rams 2 weeks ago.
Okay, yeah. So he had the big game, right? So we get the.
He didn't have a good game that week.
No,
he didn't. That was J.J. Nelson went off that week for 5 and 120 and a touchdown. J-Ron Brown had 11 targets that week.
Okay, see,
Fitzy went off this week.
We're reading the same thing. I was saying that against San Fran's D.
Watkins
went off, right?
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
And Fitzy usually.
You just confused me. I'm like, am I talking about the Rams right now?
We went the wrong one. Sorry. And if you look, and we even talked about this in some of in one of the other videos. I forget which one it was. Or one of the later Studs and Duds, I think it was.
Yeah.
Fitzy has great games against San Fran. Go back last year and the year before. I know he's older even last year. He has 2 best games of the year against San Fran. And I even talked about if you have Fitzy and you want to trade him later because he gets tired towards the end of the year, you keep him until San Fran in week 4. He has a great game and move on.
But Fitz is a must start. I think
he was
a freaking beast last week.
Yeah.
he was like, I think he had like 40 points.
Didn't see it coming. J-Ron Brown and J.J. Nelson got all the targets the week before against the Rams. Fitzy did really nothing. I thought it'd be the same way this week, and boy, wow, he went crazy.
It happens.
Yep, but he's got a great matchup. Definitely going to start him.
So, another one that we have here, most of you guys are starting him anyways.
Right.
Because of the Edelman injury.
But if you're not, you have to.
Chris Hogan, he is exactly what Chad Ochocinco nicknamed him.
Yeah.
24/7.
Yeah.
He's just open all the time.
He is.
7-Eleven.
He doesn't got a big flashy name.
Nobody, and he's not fast. Like
He's
everyone's
not
like,
fast.
whoa, he looks like he's fast. He was the #1 receiver in the league in yards per catch last year.
Yeah.
And Brady goes to deep ball. Everyone thinks it's Cooks. He literally throws to
He does deep to him all the time.
all the time. It's
All the
like
time.
30 yards downfield because Hogan's running by himself.
Yeah. Now, he's not going to give you the 170-yard game. I know against Pittsburgh.
No,
he did, but
he's
he's
not
going to be like
gonna
this week. 6 catches, 75 yards,
He's
2
probably
touchdowns.
Yeah, he's gonna sneak a touchdown in
Right.
there. It's not gonna be 2 touchdowns a game, but he's
No.
gonna sneak a touchdown in there.
He does I think he gets another touchdown this week.
Oh, I
think
too.
he's 6 catches, 70 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah,
Again.
and there's nothing wrong with that. He
Standard
had like 20
PPR.
something points.
He's a lock. If he's not in your lineup, you guys are nuts. And if the guy, if you see him on a roster and you can trade the crow somebody for him,
Seriously, like go do it.
like if you can get him, maybe the guy doesn't pay attention. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
he's a great guy to have.
If you have DeMarco Murray and you have a deep running backs, you can go trade DeMarco Murray for him. And that
Absolutely.
person will do it because
He'll give you more production. That's a crazy thought.
Yeah, like
Imagine
you guys out there are probably like, why would you do that? I wouldn't
In the
trade
off
DeMarco
season,
Murray
oh my
for
god,
Oh, yeah, I would.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
But I would too. He's very consistent.
Yeah.
He's very consistent.
He is.
So he's the last guy we really think that you guys have to start those 5 guys.
So a lot of disappointing people though on this negative list.
yeah,
And
there are some big names on this list. That
There's
we
big
have.
names on the list.
We don't want to just give all just like flex plays not to start. But
Well, because
the
you know
great
what?
ones you're gonna play
You guys
anyway.
out there, some of these receivers that we're looking through, it's like nobody has these guys.
Right.
So we took
These
it
guys
to
you
another
have.
level.
You
We
have these guys.
We took it to another level,
These
and
are
a lot of
starters.
people out there are gonna be pissed
Yeah.
because Martavius Bryant is the first guy.
Right.
He's on the road
Right.
in Baltimore. That team sucks on the road.
They do.
There's no other word for it. I wish I could, sugarcoat it some other way.
It's just
Pittsburgh fans, you know it.
Yeah.
You know Ben,
Yeah.
Brown, Bell, every one of these guys suck in the road.
Credit to Henry. I think it's Henry that has him on our team. Credit to him too because he benched him last week.
You did?
He did. Yeah. Bad matchup. Didn't like. Well, maybe it was this week he benched him.
Well, that's even better because
Yeah.
he knows not to play him in this game.
Yeah, he's
But,
he's hit or miss.
yeah.
And on he's like Big Ben. You play him at home, you bench him on the road.
If you notice him, he only gets like 3 catches a game. So when he
Yeah.
goes 3 for 20, it's not really good. But if he goes
Right.
3 for 70
And
and
a
a
touchdown.
touchdown, that's where you get the points.
that's where you get the points.
A
He's hit or
lot of
miss.
people are wrong on him because they were under the assumption, oh, he's going to have like 16 touchdowns.
2
this
years
year.
ago, he was more consistent. Right now, he seems
Yeah.
like be like a one-trick pony.
Yeah.
You know,
So-
the next guy on the list.
Your guy.
I was watching NFL Network, and who's the running back they have on the team? MJD
MJD, yeah.
said you should drop him, and that's Terrell Pryor.
And he
I'm
might
sorry.
not be wrong, because you know what the #1 receiver is on that team? His name's Chris Thompson. That's the guy we talked about before. Chris Thompson's going to catch 80 balls this year,
No.
and he's not.
Nobody was preaching Terrell Pryor more than us do.
Oh,
Especially you. You were the captain of the Terrell Pryor.
I wanted Terrell Pryor so bad. I was taking him in the 3rd round because I had the second to last pick.
Yep.
And
Look what you did.
Ricky took him at
Oh yeah.
2.
Right.
At the second, he had the swing. He took him the first pick of the 3rd
Wait,
round.
Yeah, first pick of the 3rd
And
round.
then I took Tyreek Hill, and then I ended up trading him to Tyreek Hill for Jordan Howard,
Right.
which at the time looked good, and now looks like a
Oh,
horrible trade.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, but I don't know what his deal is. He can't catch the ball. You know what the biggest scary thing is? It ain't like he just needs time.
No, he's
not getting
dropping the ball.
He's dropping the ball, which he does a ton. And he's not getting. Look at his catches. Every catch is contested.
Oh, it is.
He is not open. He's not
isn't.
getting separation.
And it's hurting Crowder because now they're like, oh, we don't have to put our best corner on this guy.
3 and out
We're putting
all
him-
the time.
And honestly, like everything they do is Cousins going to the tight end or Cousins going to the running back. That's it.
That's how their drives work. When
Yeah.
they go to the receivers, Crowder's okay, but Crowder's not a 1. You can't just make him that.
Yeah, and Crowder hasn't even crossed
we thought-
double digits yet either,
Right.
so he's
We're
another
a little
one.
disappointed in him too. Just not Pryor. We thought was going to be a really.
And I know
Really good
everybody
receiver.
out there's league, Pryor's owned and being started as a 2 receiver because that's where he went in the drafts. He went in the 3rd round, the 3rd or 4th rounds. That's where he was going with his ADP.
I want to say he's benched this week in our league. I thought I remember seeing that. I don't know if it's our 2-quarterback league or the.
It's not the main one, cause like the trophy league that we have.
It's not.
No,
I thought I looked today and saw him bench, but if not, he needs to be benched. He's done nothing for you. Just put him out, and he gets KC.
I wouldn't
What
go to the
is he gonna do
extreme of
against
dropping
Peters?
him yet. I don't think I would drop him.
I
yet.
don't either. But
I would
the
pray.
close.
I would sit there and be like this,
Right.
and pray to the gods he gets a touchdown,
Right.
so you can send him to a different team.
If you asked us in the preseason, would you trade Hogan or Rashard Matthews for him? You'd be like, hell no. Right now,
I would throw you out a window if you offered me Chris
Seriously.
Hogan.
I wouldn't even
for
take
the
that
end of the
trade.
year. So
if I had those guys, probably he's. You gotta put him on your bench and stash him.
you gotta hold for touchdowns. You gotta flip him. That's the only
Right.
thing. Otherwise, you gotta drop him.
Right,
That's
so-
what it's going to.
All these 5 sits here are the wide receivers. So Brian, Terrell Pryor, Pierre Garçon.
This guy, Pierre Garçon, but this guy for me, I don't want to mix it up. He is going to be great this year. It's just this week he gets.
He just got it's really just a matchup situation.
If anyone watched the Monday Night Football game last
Right.
week, where Dez went for, everyone's like, oh, you see him carry people in the end zone. Yeah, nobody else wants to talk about he had 2 catches for 10 yards.
Right.
Like,
Right.
2 catches for 10 yards and a touchdown. It's only 9 points in PPR.
Personally, I don't think it was a touchdown.
No, it wasn't a touchdown. He got gifted.
Right,
It should have. So all you Elliott owners
Right.
out there should be mad right
It was
now.
a 6-yard. Yeah, he
It was
was
an Elliott
6
touchdown.
yards. He got lucky. That's
Yeah.
all it is. And Pierre Garçon, we love him. I was a Pierre Garçon.
Henry, if you want to trade him, I'm opening to trading.
Yeah, I like him. He's just
So-
not a good. I sent trades today. I couldn't get him.
He's coming off a big game. That's why.
He's coming off a big game,
But
and
that's
he's gonna
what
have a bad
you
game
should
this
be
week.
doing.
That's
Yeah.
correct. He's gonna have a bad game this week. If you can sit him, sit him. If he's your flex and you got someone else you can play in
Yeah,
there,
definitely.
and it's only because of the matchup.
So my boy T.Y. Hilton is our next guy.
Yeah,
I know he just went off,
right.
but now he's going into Seattle with a backup quarterback.
I wrote
And
down
this is
T.Y. Hilton versus Indy. What a retard I am. That's our long day.
But no, he's in Seattle.
Yeah, he's got a tough matchup.
They don't cover him with Sherman because they're just gonna shadow him with Earl Thomas, and he
Either
doesn't
way.
go across the middle, and if he does, he's gonna get his head taken off by Chancellor.
He's got a tough matchup.
He
He
is
ain't
a
going
tough
deep.
matchup.
He's got
I'm not lying to you. It might be a 36-0 win.
Brissett's going to struggle in that game. They're going to put a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a good offensive game.
They're
for
not
him,
scoring. They're not scoring a touchdown in that game. I can tell you.
I think they get shut out in that game.
Yeah, me
Although
too.
I don't think there's any touchdowns. Yeah, it's just a bad start. I
It
like
is.
him going forward.
Yep.
You know, I just don't like him yet, and I really like him when Luck comes back.
Oh, when Luck comes back, if you could get him, go trade for him after this week when he has a bad game.
Yeah.
When he puts up a 2-burger this week.
If Luck comes back and is Luck, we see what Newton is with him coming back.
Yeah, but I think
We'll see.
Luck could come back like that and still be able to throw the ball far enough to get him.
Probably. But those are 4 pretty big names with Brian, Pryor, Garçon, and
Yeah.
Hilton that we're going to tell you to sit, and you're going to be thankful.
And this one isn't as big of a name,
Right.
but you know he has a lot of hype from last year.
Right.
Martin Jones. Martin Jones.
Detroit.
Choice, Brian. We were talking about.
Yeah.
But Detroit's number
Right.
2. Well, actually,
Yeah.
they're number 1 lined up
Yeah.
on the field.
Yeah. He's at Minnesota. It's a really tough matchup, like we talked about.
What I'm saying, Marvin Jones, welcome to Xavier Rhodes because you're getting shut down this week. That's what's
Rhodes ain't
happening.
going to cover Tate in the slot, which is why Tate's the only guy to
No,
start.
that's
and
not going to be him.
Stafford likes to take some deep shots to him and Gallup. That stuff's not happening this week.
No.
Those two aren't good enough to beat Xavier
No.
Rhodes and those
No.
boys.
So just stay away from him.
They got great safety work over the top with Smith,
Harrison Smith. Yep.
So,
Notre Dame pro.
Stay away from those 5 guys. If you can replace them with someone else, I
Yep.
would highly recommend it. If you can't, it is what it
It
is.
is what it is.
It is what it is.
You win some, you lose some.
With
That's
some- That's correct. Let's help you out with the tight ends, guys. There are tight ends that you should be starting every single week.
And I see this guy on everybody's
Me too.
bench, and I seen last week a guy I played in a league I have at work. He played Jordan Reed, didn't switch him out, and he had Zach Ertz on his bench.
Yeah, Zach Ertz is a must start. Personally, every week.
I won by 12 points in that league,
Right.
and he got 14.
Right.
So I dodged the bullet there. But Zach Ertz has been consistently double digits,
Which is
he's
surprising.
like in the teens every
Usually
time.
he's a late year. He comes on later on in the
Well,
year. He's been.
What that shows is Wentz is actually a viable quarterback. I mean, he is.
Well,
a legit
getting Jeffrey
quarterback.
there, that's what that does.
Yeah,
I remember
right.
when your girlfriend took him in our league, and I was like, "Ooh, that's a good pick right there."
Yeah.
He went very late. It was a nice get.
She took him right before I was about to pick in like the 14th or 15th round.
Very, very late.
So I was like, oh, that's
a
a pretty good
great pick. He's a starting tight end. And
He's getting the Chargers. They don't very.
he is
cover the-
consistently in our league 13 to 14 points,
Yeah.
regardless of the matchup.
Don't worry about the road game this
Play
week
him.
for him either.
Play him.
Just play
He
him.
should
He's gonna
always-
get you a touchdown.
He
That's
should
what
always
does.
be playing for him, and don't think you're going to move him to go with someone else. He's your tight end.
And if he doesn't have a good game where he gets you 8 because he was 4 for 40,
Right.
don't trade him and don't go look for a different tight end. He's going to fix
He's
it.
very consistent.
He's gonna have 10 TDs at the end of the year.
and he's healthy.
Yep,
He doesn't
healthy.
get
That's a big
dinged up
thing.
like Jordan Reed does.
Oh yeah, Don't get me
Yeah.
started on him. He's
Guys,
always
if you didn't use, I'm sure you all saw the video in Jordan Reed how much I hate him as much as I do Derek Carr because I did the stats where he only starts like 30% of his games.
It's ridiculous.
And he only plays them like 45%.
Yeah.
And I gave the example, what happens if you have him on Monday night or Sunday night? You know what happened? The commissioner in our league had him on his team
And forgot to switch.
and forgot to switch him. And he was on Sunday night and he was questionable.
Yep.
He wasn't ruled out yet.
Nope.
But that's what he does. He makes it questionable. So you got to take him out of your lineup. Then he might play.
Especially like you said, he had the late game.
He had the late game.
You have no other, but the way our league works, when the 1 o'clock game starts, waivers are done.
You can't edit your lineup until next week.
Well,
so.
you can if you have him on your roster. He just didn't have
Right.
him. He had Jesse James
Oh, right.
play at 1.
Right.
He could have put him if Jesse James played at 4.
Right, but he didn't.
But the news came out at like 4:25. You wouldn't even have been able to play your
Yeah.
4:05
That's
guys.
the problem with Jordan Reed.
And that's
He's
what
a
he
waste
does.
to have. This is the beauty of Zach Ertz.
It is.
You get him later on.
Yep.
He gets you good, solid production every week. Never too high, never
And
too low.
when he's hurt, it's always doubtful or out or playing.
Right.
If it's questionable, say, oh, practiced all week. That usually tells you.
Right.
Jordan Reed practiced limited all week.
He's
didn't
hurt
even
every
play.
year. He plays under 50% of the games, and it's week 3. And
He has
already
a
missed
broken
it.
foot.
He already missed week 3.
I know.
Move on from Jordan Reed. I don't
Go pick Vernon
get the
Davis up though.
fascination
If
with
you have him,
Jordan
go
Reed.
pick Vernon Davis up.
Mother of God. Yeah, because he plays every week. They should just. Oh, I can't stand Jordan Reed.
All right, we're gonna move to the next guy.
Yeah,
this
please.
is Delaney Walker. He's got Houston this week.
Yeah.
But Houston lets up a ton of points to tight ends.
They do. Gronk just ripped them apart. I know it's Gronk, but they
And
do.
Delaney Walker is the same type. He's faster than Gronk is. So
Yeah.
he's more of a receiver.
Yeah.
And that's the guy that Mariota's been targeting.
He likes to throw it at him.
So-
he great last year. He'll
You-
be
you-
solid.
That safety, the safety play they had against us was awful. Whatever plan they had for Gronk in that game was just not working.
Yeah.
So-
It's not very good. Delaney Walker should have yourself a nice game if you need to put it in
Double
there.
digit points out of him. I don't know if he scores,
I agree.
but he's getting double digits.
I agree. The next guy I'm so bummed about.
Yeah, you just traded him.
I just had
So
Jimmy Graham.
wait,
do nothing.
before you talk about how you like him this week, you do realize he got traded in a trade for Chris Thompson, that you could have had Chris Thompson?
In a roundabout way. I traded him for Tyrell Williams.
Yeah.
Straight up 1-for-1, and then he went into the Chris Thompson deal.
Yeah, and then he went into the Chris Thompson with Crabtree.
And he got nothing from me when I had him. I traded him, and he went off for
He went
14 points last week.
But yeah, he's
again,
a great start.
he's a great start this week.
He's scoring this week.
He's another guy that gets dinged up a lot, doesn't
Yeah.
play, sits out. Not as bad as Jordan Reed,
Yeah.
but he's got a good start this
So we
week.
got the guy we talked about in our waiver videos a couple days ago, Jared Cook.
Yeah.
I would start him this week against
too.
Denver
I would
because
too.
do the math out. Cooper, don't play him. He's not going to be good.
Nope.
Crabtree, not going to be good.
Nope.
Last I checked, Ward isn't there anymore.
Nope.
So guess what? They
Marshawn
can't cover.
Lynch.
Oh, he ain't going to be good.
Oh,
So this is Jared Cook. Jared Cook's gonna have 6 catches for 70 yards in this game, and that's gonna be the only offense they get.
Maybe even a
I'm not
touchdown.
joking. Bold prediction: Derek Carr's under 150 yards passing in this game.
He's under 200. There's no question.
There's
about
no
that.
question about that. But he's going under 150. 3 picks, no touchdowns. That's
Don't
what's
surprise
happening.
me. He
Do
might get
not
one.
start Carr.
He might get one, and it might be Jared Cook.
Yeah, I don't even think Cook's scoring.
But he
I
might not
just
score.
don't.
He might not.
Because
Because-
Carr will throw it to the defense instead. Because
Yeah.
he's overrated.
But he's going to give you solid fantasy production from the tight end this year. It's kind of tough
Yeah.
to find that guy that gives you good
If
solid
you're in
production.
PPR or standard, if you're in
Right.
standard and your tight end get you 7 that you claimed off waiver wires, if you got Fleener, you got 2.
Right.
So what would you rather have?
Right. I mean, Jared Cook just got picked up this week. He's been on our waiver wire until this
Oh
week.
yeah,
Like, so in a lot of your leagues, he's out there. He's not
Yeah.
owned in a lot of them. Go get
So
him. He's
go
a
get
nice
him.
solid start.
he's a solid start. And finally, he got picked up last week, and I was
Yeah.
shocked he got picked
Me
up.
too.
But he is a great start against Baltimore this week, and that is Jesse James.
Yeah, Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and the touchdown he's going to catch is when Antonio Brown throws it to him because Roethlisberger can't throw. No, I'm just kidding.
Right. But that's
no.
a big physical battle game, and usually
Yeah,
the tight
it's-
ends have a better job at that.
When Pitta
Have a better game than that.
and Heath Miller,
Heath Miller, yeah.
they used to go back and forth. It was like 9 for 100 for both
Yeah,
of
they
them.
get 10 targets. I
Yeah.
think Jesse James gets 8+ targets this
Oh, yeah.
week. I don't think this is a big wide receiver skill
Yeah.
position game. This is a tough grind it out. These are 2 big physical teams.
Yeah.
I think this is a Jesse James
So a
game.
couple of these tight ends. We're gonna start with Austin
Some of these
Hooper.
are obvious.
Austin Hooper's an obvious. He shouldn't be on your team anymore.
Not this year.
He's
Not
only
this year.
he's only got 2 targets in each game.
Yeah.
Everyone freaks out because I owned him. I started him the week he got 25, but.
Yeah. Against
He
the
got
Bears
2
in the
catches. It was so frustrating with 0 points
Right.
going into the 4th
Then he gets
quarter.
a 90-yard
Yeah,
touchdown.
and that's the only reason why he
Right.
scores 20.
Right.
He had 25 in that game. He's got 27 on the year in our league.
I was disappointed. I thought he'd be a little bit better being the one tight end in there since he
Well,
loves to spread the ball around, but a little bit wrong.
Matt Ryan's that quarterback that doesn't use it. He goes to the running backs. He checks to
Yeah.
Coleman. He checks to Freeman.
He was a week 1 start, though.
No, he was.
He was, which we weren't wrong.
No, he was good in week
But
1.
that was
Don't
it.
get me wrong, it's because he got the touchdown.
Right.
Next one, Fleener. Another one on my roster. By the way, has some sweet Fleener names.
Oh,
Follow him
God.
on Twitter.
Honestly, he's worth stashing on your bench if you got the room.
He's on my roster
just for your team
solely so I can have team names.
Of
Right
Fleener.
now, it is Oscar Mayer Fleeners.
Right.
Last week was
Frozen Fleener.
Fleeners, and the week before was Ask Me About My Fleeners. so,
You sent me
So-
a text and you go, I was going to post him on Twitter. He's got like 25 names.
I
in there.
got,
Like,
I got enough
so many
to last me
characters.
through next year. I
Oh
might
my
draft
God.
him with the last pick, Mr. Irrelevant, for a name.
Oh, seriously. He's got the best name. Oh, God, if you need a new team name.
Yeah, I'll post him on Twitter. You guys can see him.
Yeah.
So, but they're pretty awesome.
Yep.
So,
But
that's
it's
the
not good.
only good part about him
Yeah.
because he does nothing else for you in the
Well,
field.
this one is going forward with him too. Willie Snead comes back
That's
this
the
week,
biggest
and
thing.
that's going to take his touches and looks away. So we don't think he's got a good
The
matchup.
3
against Miami.
targets that he got,
Right.
they're gone.
They're
That's-
gone.
that's
He's
what
got
happened.
Miami. It's a good matchup, but Fleener's going to take those away.
This next guy is more overrated
Oh.
than any tight end in the league.
My God.
The hype on Hunter Henry to
Right.
start. I think he went 0-11-0, if I'm not mistaken.
I was just going to look that up.
I'm pretty sure he got 0
I
and
agree
he
with
played.
you.
He wasn't hurt.
I got to find out who has him. So keep talking for a minute.
Henry had him. But I'm pretty sure he
Oh,
went
yeah, for
0-11-0, something like that.
0-15-0.
15. So he played all 3 games, went 0-15-0.
I'm going to take it to another level. Let's look at targets.
Yeah, what does he got?
0 in week 1. 7-0.
Jesus.
He's lost that job already to Gates.
Yep, and Gates isn't even been producing.
Gates hasn't been that great either, but Hunter Henry is.
I'll tell you what the problem is. Keenan Allen's still healthy. That's the problem because he's getting
Maybe.
all the red zone targets.
I don't think he's a fantasy relevant tight end until Gates leaves now.
No, yeah, you're right.
Because they have too many better options. The
They
tight
do.
end is a 4th or 5th deal, and it goes to Gates, and Henry is
Yeah,
irrelevant.
but Zach Miller's next for the second to last guy.
Yeah.
And that's just because Green Bay has been so good against tight ends this year.
Yeah, they have. I know you think
that
that's a bad
defense,
defense,
that
but
defense,
not against
everyone
tight
looks
ends.
at as bad.
Right.
Not against
Clint
tight
Dix
ends.
does a good job
He
on tight
does.
ends. And for those of you who don't know who Zach Miller is, he's the tight end of Chicago. So you think they don't have a lot of weapons except 2 running
You
backs.
guys don't know who Zach Miller is. I seen something on him before the year started. He dropped 2 passes in his 10-year career.
Yeah, he's
Like,
a
it's
good little tight
insane.
end. He gets open. When Cutler was there, he was really good.
Yep.
Just
I mean,
he's
it's just not going to work
now.
out this week. Just
Don't look at Green Bay like, oh my god, I love his matchup. They're really good against
No,
tight ends.
and it's Thursday Night Football. That is a big thing, guys. We
Yeah.
don't have a lot of the guys on this list. But if Randall Cobb plays, don't play him.
Right.
Because it's a Thursday. It's a short week. These guys, they just played on Sunday.
Right. He's a baby. He's got a dinged up shoulder. He's not a great starter.
Adams, Nelson, you have to play.
Right.
Montgomery, you have to play. Rogers, you have to play.
Right.
Bennett, sit. Don't
Right.
play the tight end. Don't play Bennett.
If
Guys, we stress this in the beginning of videos. Bennett is overrated because of where he is.
My God.
Aaron Rodgers has the 3 tight ends on that team and he doesn't throw to them.
It's
It is the
not
most frustrating thing.
What team? Who has him in our league?
Danielle, I think, has
I
him.
think so too.
I could have sworn, but unless she dropped him, I don't know.
She should.
But I have
No, she's still got him on the
Alright.
bench.
So he's gets you a 14 projection. It looks great. Then he gets you 4 points.
He
And you're
does.
like, he had 1 target for 34 yards.
Projected 12, 12, and 13 for the first 3 weeks.
Yeah, what do you get?
7-9-4. That's what he does. He's a great name. It's
It
my
is.
god. I got Marty Bennett and Aaron Rodgers throwing to him. Guess what? He gets
No.
half your production.
He's
So he's gonna make your projection look really good. Then you're like, oh, why didn't I hit 130?
yeah.
Why did I only do 100
Yeah.
150? Oh, that's right. I have Marty Bennett on my
Yeah,
team.
that's why. Because Rodgers just doesn't. He's had 1 time in his career a tight end's finished in the top 10.
He's
Not even in the top 5, top 10.
He's not fast. He doesn't get separation. When he throws to him, he doesn't even. In week 2, he got 11 targets. He caught 5 balls. I don't know how he can get 11 targets. In the first week, he got 6 targets, caught 3.
Yeah.
11, and he's catching under 50% of his
I know.
targets. You stay
It's
away
insane.
from RDB.
So yeah.
Every week.
So we're gonna get to the last guy here. Started off House of Fire. Everyone knew this day was coming.
Tried trading for him, couldn't get him. Didn't
Sure,
realize that
he
on
offered
week 2.
Jimmy Graham for this guy.
Yeah,
I told him he was
Jimmy
dumb.
got him straight up for Jason Witten.
Jason Witten, and
And I got
Jason
turned down.
Witten, he turns.
I thought that was a walk. I'm like, well, I'm gonna lose this deal, but whatever.
Yeah, Jason Witten, 25-23-1.
Yeah.
Like, that's what you
He's
guys watch the
inconsistent.
rest of the year. Now that they start throwing to Terrence Williams more,
Yeah.
they're running the ball more now.
Yeah.
Once they get downhill and they start running the ball 30 times, there's no more Jason
If
Witten.
you have no option, then I guess you have to.
Nope, go pick Jared
There
Cook.
are worse tight ends.
Jared Cook is better than him.
Yeah.
It's just
He's
Dak.
just more consistent.
Dak spreads the ball around. That's all it is. And,
Yeah.
and Witten's not going to get open consistently.
And the Rams are a tough matchup against the tight end
Yeah.
too. So don't look at the Rams like, oh my god, they're not that great. Hoyer just lit them up. The tight ends don't really light them up.
Yeah, I mean, Sanford doesn't
So-
have a tight end, so that could be a little skewed.
It could have, but I don't like him this week. He came off
no.
a bad game. He's got a tough matchup. He is at home, but I don't
Yeah.
like him unless you really, really have to. So
Yeah.
kind of stay away from those guys. We wanted to kind of give you some bigger names.
Yeah.
We're never going to be talking about Dez and all those guys because
No.
that's stupid.
Honestly,
You're gonna
I would
start those
consider
guys every
sitting.
week.
I don't
Well,
know. Dez
Dez
hasn't
maybe
been
not.
good.
Dez has been bad.
Dez
Yeah,
has
I
been
mentioned
hurting
him,
teams.
He's been hurting teams. The big guys, I think you play.
Yeah.
It just is what it is. We kind of want to give you the wide receiver threes, the late wide
Yeah.
receiver, running back 2 or 3s, or certainly flexes to put in and
Yeah,
out.
or people that you have on your bench, like, should I start? Should I not? You're on the fence. You're like,
Right.
oh, do I throw him in the flex or no?
Right. Do I play this guy or that guy? That's
But
kind of what
guys,
this is for.
one guy on Thursday night that I would start is Cohen, because I think he's
Yeah.
going to have about 8 catches. They're going to be losing,
All
so
right.
they're going to be throwing,
Right.
and he catches the ball.
He does.
Howard doesn't have as good of a game this week as he did last week, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Just because of that.
Against the bad defenses, Howard's a wick. Well,
Howard's going to get a
Cohen's never
touchdown,
gonna
but he's
start,
only going to have like 13 points this week.
Coleman's going to be more productive against the teams that have a good run defense,
Yep.
where Howard struggles.
Yep.
If the shoulder gets worse,
So-
the Houston to Kansas City teams like that, he'll have the better ball. But
Yeah.
guys, he was about this much away from Howard not getting that overtime touchdown.
Yeah, no, you're
to
right.
him getting a 70-yard touchdown.
And that would have been another 30-point game.
and he would have had almost another 30-point game. And
So,
but
guys,
it's
make
nice
sure if you have any cool team names, leave them in the comments.
yeah, we love it. We're gonna
it.
put a few there. We're gonna check us out on Twitter too. Our Twitter link is in the description below. Check it out. We're gonna post.
We'll be
some,
sure to post those
We're gonna post
fleeners.
about 4 or 5 of the best. fleener ones
First
we got.
degree fleener is pretty good too.
Yeah, there's just
there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
I sat there.
You just
Probably about 40 minutes and just
Right.
wrote them down as they came in my head. I was
especially
like,
when you win. You
Yeah.
get beat by my fleener. There's so many.
taking a
of those.
fleener
Taking
or,
a fleener.
or deflated fleeners.
Oh,
I mean, there's
God,
a lot
It goes
of them.
on for hours.
I could sit here and name them all off. But
Yeah, it's really good. We'll put a few on Twitter, so check us out on Twitter. The link
Yeah.
is below. If not, it's at FF Wrap Up.
Yep.
Because the name was too long. So.
Yeah.
But just click on the link. It'll take you right there. We'll put some in there this week, and we'll
Yeah.
post some start sets there too. I'll do that this week too. All right, guys. Thanks you very much. Enjoy the games this weekend.
Yep.
And
Big ones.
we'll see you next week.
All right. Have a good one, guys.